Hello, welcome to the first ever video on my channel. It's actually like the third time that I actually tried to record this. First couple of times I didn't press the record button quite right, so a little bit frustrating, but I'm gonna get there. Anyway, the reason I'm recording today is because I wanted to share with you my my journal for this year. I've been promising a flip through for absolutely ages. It is something that I completed, well, the book itself I completed in early January. I haven't written too much in it just yet, mostly because I want to be able to share it with you, with the world, without exposing all of my private thoughts in there. And there are some things that I think need to remain private. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but anyway, size-wise, this is 16.5 centimetres this way, or 6.5 inches for those of you who like inches. That way is 21.5 centimetres, or 8.5 inches. Spine itself is 3.5 centimetres, or 1.25 inches. There are 5 signatures, as you can see there. And the cover itself, the material on the cover, it came from a charity shop. What in the UK we call a charity shop, and in America I think it might be called a thrift shop or something similar. It's actually the material from you put over the back of a sofa in order to stop the back of your sofa getting all dirty from hair, oils and that kind of thing. Quite old fashioned, I think. Quite thick material, and it cost me a few pounds from a charity shop and I rather liked it. So I bought it as a sort of spur of the moment thing to cover the journal. I'm not sure that I would use it again though. It's quite thick fabric, and that caused a few problems on the corners. Let's open it up and you can see. Right there you can see that the corners are really quite thick there, which I suppose gives it some good amount of protection, which is something. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a sniffy nose there. But anyway, let's open it up. There are some various digital kits inside here. I will put in the description box below, in time-honoured YouTube fashion, the links to all the people who I got digital kits from. So if you're interested, if you see something that you like, you can go to their Etsy shops or whatever and download that stuff for yourself. This particular one came from Nick the Booksmith. She has a whole series of the book plates, I think she calls them, which I then cut out in the middle, stuck some vellum on the back of it and wrote my name in. But I particularly like this, I think it's kind of William Morris kind of decoration, I think. I'm not sure if it actually is a William Morris, but we'll see. And to go with it, there is a nice William Morris quote on the back. More Nick, the Booksmith printed the kit here. I really like the way that she uses these mechanicals. These particular little beads came from another charity shop. The necklace that I kind of deconstructed and put onto these bulb pins. I've got quite a lot of it left, so I should see more of it in future. So yeah, there's an entry, the first entry in my book. Flip up there. This is made with wallpaper. It's just a simple envelope with napkin decoupage on the inside, and being wallpaper, it's got quite a lot of nice sort of flexibility, which is really good. I really like making envelopes and so on out of wallpaper. I'm actually a historian in my other life, and I do a lot of work down at the Herefordshire Archive and Record Office. They had some old maps left over that they were taking up stories that they needed, so they decided to cut them up into envelopes and tags and sell them. So that's where this came from. I've got quite a few of the tags left, which I've then made old with this dressing, of course. It's got a letter inside from my grandmother, which I will not be sharing with you guys, I'm afraid. So I'll put that back. Ooh. There we go. Right, we've also got here another page, and with a nice quote there, recording my anniversary with my husband, and a bit of an image of myself and my husband there, very quick flash, because I don't think my husband wants to be spread all over the internet. So there we go. There's a quote there, recording a night out with a friend. Another one there. This is another quote from somewhere. but I haven't yet stuck in. I've just written, ready to go into my journal somewhere when I get round to it. There we go. So there's a couple more tags. This is one of the map tags that I referred to just now, which I just covered with some napkin. Makes it look really nice. And this was just from I don't know, one of the book sets, I think, which I put some washi tape on, and a bit of a quote there. Lovely day in Devonshire from MasterChef. Very inspirational. This little tag here came from Tracy Fox. So it's another one that has some really, really good digital kits. So if you like the look of that, then go to her Etsy shop and find them. Another tag there which I've made. Nothing on the back of that one yet. What else have we got? So, more sheets. I really like this method of printing on vellum paper. It's another Nick the Booksmith, which I really, really like. I think it looks great. Definitely something to do in future. A few more pages there. And in here we've got an envelope. There's quite a few of these envelopes stuck together. I've not done anything with them yet. There's various YouTube tutorials for how to make these across the internet. Just covered with napkin paper. I'll throw that back up. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. It looked like a good idea at the time. Chuck it back in there. And another little tag. If you're following me on Instagram, then you'll have seen these before now. This has also got a window on the back, mostly because I can never decide which of the flowers I want to feature in on the front, so we decided to solve the problem by cutting a window in the back so we could see both of them. But quite a few of those. This next paper bag here, this is from, as you can see, the Bindery shop, which is in Ludlow. It's one of my favourite shops if you're interested in bookbinding. They do a lot of really, really good leather stuff. I have bookbinding boxes. If you have a relative that would like a gift and you're in the UK. This is an example of one of their journals, which I bought. I mean, it's cost me £35, and this is gorgeous red leather. And it's wonderful quality paper. It's upside down. Wonderful quality paper. As you can see, it's lined, and it's a proper book in the sense that the signatures are all together quite closely. But yes, I don't think you really need to see my inner thoughts, but that's the journal itself. They have an Instagram, and I think they're on Facebook too, but they don't have too much of an online shop. Most of their stuff is only available inside their actual shop. So, but if you happen to be in the area in Ludlow, then do definitely go in. They have some wonderful posters available, and also hand marbled paper. For those of you who love what Nick does, but can't actually get hand marbled paper. Let's see if I can show you some of what I've got. This is some offcuts that my mum got for me for Christmas. So you can see some of this great stuff. And this is the real deal. If you look on some of it, it's got like, yeah, there paint marks on the edges from where it was made. So definitely worth going to have a look at that if you are interested in any of that stuff. Anyway, that says ora et labora, which is Latin for work and prayer, something I try to stand by. The flip out there, the quote, another page, and vellum. And there's another one of those little, with a quarter bead that's called, so there's 3 on that one. More Nick the Booksmith. Another one that is really quote that is really good for anybody who does this kind of journaling. The rugby perfect is the enemy of the good. So bear that in mind next time you're collaging. There's another tag, the book page covered with napkin paper, and a little cutout, and there's a quote on the back, which is a particular favourite of mine from William Blake, Auguries of Innocence. You can pause the video and have a read of that if you are so inclined. Can't remember where this came from. It's either going to be Tracy Fox or Nick the Booksmith, but we'll have to see. I'll have to check that. And then there's another quote here. Let yourself be silently drawn by the strong pull of what you really love. It will not lead you astray. I like filling up my journals with little things like that. They help lift me when I'm feeling down. Anyway, this is something that's really special to me. This is, last year I went down to London with a friend of mine. There was an exhibition at the Royal Academy of Art of various portraits of Charles I. It was the first time they had been brought back together for over 300 years. And as a 17th century historian, I'm sort of very keen in seeing that. And the friend that I went with, myself, my friend, her husband, and my husband, and myself and the friend are both 17th century historians, so we really had to go. We had a great afternoon, totally geeking out over Charles I and various portraits, which we otherwise we would never hope to see. And we walked around various parts of London afterwards, down through Trafalgar Square, and we stopped at St Martin in the Fields Church, and in the basement of that church they have a cafe, and they also have a little shop, which is where I picked up this map. Now this is not an original, before anybody yells at me. It's a posterised version of it. The material itself is kind of tough, and I think the original map was definitely post-restoration, so post-1660, but I think it's also before the Fire of London, because the image that is of St Paul's Cathedral there is of old St Paul, not the Christopher Wren version that we know today. But I'm not 100% sure about that, so I need to check that. But anyway, what I've done and what I'm really quite proud of is I've put this cutout rip thing there and there, so that it doesn't look as though there is a hard line there. I'm actually really quite proud of that, with the way that the text goes across there, and I thought it was rather apt having a book called The 17th Century. And there's another tag there, which again is one of my window ones and I've not written on. So tuck that back in there. And in here there is a tag which is embossed. These embossed bits came from Kaisercraft, which is somebody that the mushroom market put me onto, and they're really quite good. So if you like this kind of embossing, I think this one is called Damask, then you might want to check them out where they are, if they're available where you are. I think they're in Australia, definitely in the UK. Another envelope there which has got some stenciling on. There's a card also inside which has a piece of paper which has similar stenciling on. I'm not going to get it out. There's more paper, more Nick the Booksmith. File paper, which is tea dyed. Even though it doesn't look it, just helps it to give that old quality. Which is not accurate, by the way. I know old paper, I deal with it all the time, but I can't resist the lure of just dusting. I don't think anybody can. Anyway, this is more embossed paper with parchment paper on the back. Not actually parchment paper, but still. Haven't used it yet. Music. And this is an envelope that I made out of the back page of a big botanical book. The only thing really to use index pages for, and it's got a tag inside it, nothing on the back yet, and I'll put that away later. And it's got some collaring on the other side. This is actually sewn into the book. There's a quote there from Corinthians. So I actually did this before Tracy did her collaring competition, so we kind of, as soon as she started doing that I was like, got to put that in, but it can fit the rules. So anyway, more music, more botanicals, another tag there, nothing on that one, put that away. More Nick the Booksmith, lovely mushroom, and another tag. A lot of the time I'm just sort of making these and throwing them in just to occupy the space. Now this is something that was inspired by Sarah from the Mushroom Market. She made her own paper. If you're interested in that, you have to go and check her video for how she does it. But she made her own handmade paper, which is dyed in different colours, and then she made this beautiful frame out of it, and totally inspired by that, I thought it would make a great picture. So I went and did something where I had loads of these put together so it looks a bit like a quilt on a frame, and hung it in my bathroom. If you're interested to see the end result of that, there's a picture on my Instagram. And I went and made something very similar in different colours for a friend of mine who, for a birthday present. So again, there was a picture of that on Instagram if you're interested. But it's just embossed handmade paper on the back, and then this here is material. And you started to use it to create a pocket. Now this is something that I made quite a few years ago actually. This probably dates back about 10 years or so. And it's pergamano. I'll bring it up close so that you can see the fine detail. You can see some very small holes there. I mean, when I did this, I used to have to do it sort of like with my nose to the paper almost, because it's the fine detail required to do it. I've had to give it up because it's just too much. But these little cross holes here are made by doing 4 holes and then a pair of very sharp scissors. The sort of tines of them are stuck into like this into the holes and then cut diagonally, and that's how those are created. But this was originally a bookmark that I made for my grandmother, who's no longer with us, and it had a sort of tassel on the end which I've taken off in order to be able to get it into my journal. So that's that. This of course is Edith Holden. It's an image that I love, so I will not be putting anything in the middle of that. This is something else that came from London. This was from the Royal Academy of Art. That was a pack of 5, I think. It was pristine white, at least until I went a bit mad with the coffee and the gift dressing, and you get the idea. There we go, more paper. And this is an Eclipta wallpaper. And you can see got like little bumps and things there. And it's got that lovely napkin on both sides, and I've not yet sealed up the envelope, so I'm not sure what to do with it yet. I just stuck it in there for the time being, something I actually really like. So yeah, that's in there, and then that's it. That's the last page, and that's it. So 52 pages in this altogether. If you would like to give any, because this is my first time doing this kind of video, if you would like to give any kind of comments or feedback or, you know, anything like that in which would help me do better, any suggestions of things to make, you know, I am deaf, so I can't really hear my own voice. So if, you know, if I'm standing too close to the phone, if you can't hear me, you know, any of that kind of feedback, please do leave comments in the description box, in the comment section below, and just let me know about all of this, because this is not something I can do for myself. My next video will be my exhibition journal, which I have talked about on Instagram. My mum's village is doing a kind of display in their church of all kinds of arts and crafts things made by people either in the village or who have some kind of connection to the village. So I'm making a journal for them, which I call my exhibition journal, and this is the sort of sneak peek at it. There you go. As you can see, it's just very much in a state of being made. It's the cover is there barely, and I've got signatures here that I'm putting together. The title of it is Spring in the Blues, so you can imagine there's a lot of blue in there and a lot of spring, so I think it's particularly apt at this time of year. It may not be in July, which is when the exhibition is, but we'll see. But if you are interested in seeing more of that, you would rather see it completely finished, or if you would like to see a sort of in the progress of them, please do let me know and I will do my best to deliver. Please do bear in mind that I am a PhD student, so my time is not my own during the week, so progress on this kind of thing is very slow, which is why this is not got very much in it at the moment. I don't have the time really to sit down and write a lot. everything is taken up with my PhD research. By the way, if anybody wants to know about my PhD research, please do ask. I'm very happy to talk about that. Although you may go, I wish I hadn't asked, but which some people do, but we'll see. But anyway, yeah, thank you very much for listening. Thank you for watching my very first bumbled attempt at a video. And if you would like to see more of me, then please do let me know. I'm not going to ask you to like, subscribe, because this might just be the last one that I do, but we will see. Bye for now.